Raise your hand if you have a vision, really quick. Okay. Most people have a vision. Raise your hand if you have a dream. Yes. Raise your hand if you have goals, things that you want to go to. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. Everybody has that. And one of the things that I want to explore the next 10 minutes, and I hope it's some value to you, and we can really go into deeper levels of the vision in other calls. But in this one, I want to share about just getting a vision, just straight up in the beginning. And I can only tell you what's worked in my personal life and some things that have worked for my past clients. When I used to do leadership training full time, I do meditation training full time these days because it brings me a lot more joy. But I like doing this too. And did leadership training for about 4 years, 50 hours a week. So I think I'm kind of qualified to talk on this subject. So back in the day, I didn't really know what I wanted to do with my life. And for some reason, I said to myself, what I want to do is find what I want to do. I said to myself, what I want to do is find what I want to do. My passion became finding my passion. You follow? So I knew that it wasn't crystal clear. And I was about the age of 19. I'm 37 uh, in this video. And I totally immersed myself in making my passion, finding my passion. And I said, I'm not going to stop until I know what it is crystal clear. And I kept doing that over and over and over again. And I started with a very wide passion, which was writing about self help, self improvement. And it was with a blog called Mind Management. That was back in the Himalayas where I used to live for about 5 years. And then I did that for about 4 or 5 years, studied meditation quite vigorously. And then I moved to Shanghai and I started meeting people. And when I was meeting people, I always asked them, what do you do for a living? These type of things. And they asked me the same thing. And out of all the topics that I shared in my writings at that time, 90% of people were interested in one thing. It's interesting. So I found in that general passion of self-help and having self-help offerings, that in that generality, through speaking with many people and asking them their thoughts, I found that most people were interested in the meditation component, 80%. And at that time, I was very, very fond of the 80-20 principle, is that 80% of the people that you come into contact with might value 20% of your services. Or even if you're an employee, 80% of the organization might find that a core 20% of the things that you do deliver the most amount of value. Does that resonate? You with me? So I said, okay, great. Somebody asked me a question that changed my life. They said, can you teach me meditation? I said, absolutely. I've never done that before, but I'll sure try. And I started to train people in meditation for free. And I trained 1,000 people in Shanghai over a year for free. And I said, let me just give tons and tons of value and see if this solves people's problems by teaching meditation. And it sure enough did. And I said, what is the best way for me to legitimize this? And I said, what's the most simplistic name I could name this? So I named it Shanghai Mindfulness because I was teaching mindfulness meditation in Shanghai. I just put two and two together. Are you following the connection that is leading to the vision? So at that time, I my the vision was, how do you teach meditation to as many people as possible? And to this day, it's still similar, but it evolves over time. Now I live in Austin, Texas. I don't live in China anymore. And we ask ourselves, how do we bring meditation to 10% of Austin, Texas? So now we have a location and some sort of a measurement within the vision. But within a vision, you have a mission. So our vision is, yeah, we want to bring meditation to 100,000 people in the city, but the mission is a little bit more tactical. And it's very important to differentiate between a mission and a vision. The mission is, how do we reach in person in Austin, Texas, 100 people? So it's a little bit more palatable when you articulate it. And also for those listening and saying, well, I don't have such a specific, precise vision or a mission statement, that's okay. Because what I'm saying for me took me a decade, but actually took me more than a decade. But I made one agreement with myself in the beginning. Do you remember what it was? My passion is to find my passion. So it took me about 10 years just to locate the passion. And then another 10 years just to start to refine the articulation of the passion to myself and others. There's a lot more on vision, and I'm going to hold it in terms of how to make a vision statement, how to carry out the vision, how to share the vision to other people in a way that's believable and achievable, how to have clear goals from the vision. Those are all topics that we can talk about in the future in other videos and other calls. Um, but there's one that I really want to leave you with is belief. Some people are religious. Some people aren't religious. But I'll have you know that your thoughts, they shape your world. True or false? And somebody out there, maybe on YouTube, posts this video saying, no, 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 thoughts don't shape
So
your world. Thoughts don't shape your world. Like, okay, okay, buddy. Okay, Chiquita, fine. Thoughts don't shape your world. Then what does? Then what does? Your thoughts create your reality. And if you can start to believe in the vision and have a crystal clear vision, changes everything. I'll leave you with a story with one of my students that I train. He's a meditation teacher, and he's a very religious meditation teacher, and he's a Christian meditation teacher at that. And he said, um, he said to me, I pray and pray about my vision, trying to make it a reality. And I look at him, and we have a lot of rapport, so I can say this to him. And I said, God don't hear your prayers. And he got pissed. He got really mad. He's like, what? God doesn't hear my prayers? Like, no, God doesn't hear your prayers. So what do you mean, Brandon? I'm like, why are you saying this to me? This is really not helpful. I said, specifically articulate your prayer to me in this moment. Tell me what it is in your vision and what you want to have become a reality. And he said, well, we want to make a university. We want to change the world. And I said, I'm not quite sure what that means. And if I don't know, you probably don't know. And if you don't know, the universe or God or the Tao or the essential nature doesn't know either. So it starts with you and having it crystal clear in your mind. And if you get it crystal clear in your mind, I mean, so freaking clear, and it's got a time frame, and you can break it down and you rehearse that in your mind over and over and over again. Promise you, you'll see miracles occur. You really will. But it's about precision in the vision. So in this call, we've got a beautiful group of people here, and we're going to take some time to actually break down what your vision is and also answer any questions that you might have on it. But there's a lot to it. And if you don't have a vision, I know you got a dream. So maybe we could just work with that. Thank you so much for I felt like an airline pilot or something like that. But thank you so much for flying on Vision Airlines today. We hope to see you next time. The exits for your vision are nowhere because you take it to the grave. Thank you very much.